It's January 6, 2026. Welcome to yes2hellwith.com. Most of the subscribers on Yes to Hell With watch maybe 30 to 60 seconds of most of my videos. This is not good, and I say respectfully that if you are a flyover subscriber, it makes no sense for you to be here. Allow me to explain why. Many of us were raised with conditions to believe certain things about the government, the courts, and the IRS. We were taught, directly or indirectly, that these institutions are orderly, rational, lawful, and ultimately fair if we just comply or explain ourselves properly. Those assumptions settle in early, and most of us never question them. Then, when something goes wrong, when fear enters the picture, many people swing to the opposite extreme. They listen to emotionally charged pitches from self-proclaimed gurus. They hear dramatic claims, urgent warnings, promises of escape, and declarations of secret knowledge. The tone is confident, the language is absolute, and people buy into the hysteria. They follow paths that feel empowering, but quietly ingrain new misconceptions on top of the old ones that we already have. So I'd like to be very clear about something. I am not a guru. I'm not selling snake oil. I'm not offering you magic words, secret forms, or instant fixes. What I'm doing is far less exciting and far more important. I'm trying to change how we see the terrain before we step into it. Let me explain this with an analogy. Imagine someone telling you that tomorrow you are being dropped into the Amazon jungle, completely alone, no guide, no backup, no rescue, and you must travel through it on your own. Now imagine your response is, quote, "Just tell me what direction to walk." And now that would be reckless. Before you take a single step, you would need to understand what the Amazon actually is. Not the movie version, not the adventure story version, but the real one. You would need to know about crocodiles in the rivers, poisonous snakes in the brush, piranha in the water, disease, and hostile tribes that do not care about your intentions or beliefs. If you went in with preconceived notions thinking that it's just trees and exploration, you wouldn't survive long. Asking for a solution without understanding the dangers is how people die in jungles. Now here is the hard truth most people don't want to hear. Navigating the federal government, the IRS, and the courts is more dangerous than navigating the Amazon jungle. The difference is, in the jungle, the dangers are visible. In the system, the dangers are procedural and invisible. Presumption is the crocodile beneath the surface. Authority is the venomous snake you don't see until it strikes. Status is the hidden pit covered with leaves. Standing is the current that pulls you under while you think you are swimming safely. If you don't know these things exist, you will step right into them confidently. So when I slow things down, when I keep returning to presumption, authority, status, and standing, I'm not talking in circles. I'm pointing out predators that most people don't even know to look for in the first place. And until you see them, any solution you apply, no matter how confident it sounds, will get you hurt. Most people want a machete and a compass before they understand the terrain. That's exactly what gurus sell. Tools without understanding. And that's why so many people follow them straight into danger. What we are doing here is different. We are first learning why our preconceived ideas about the jungle, the system, are wrong. And only then does movement make sense. Only then does a tool become useful instead of harmful. And there is one final observation that ties all of this together. The person who asks the questions is the one in control. Statements invite rebuttal. Declarations invite dismissal. Unfounded claims invite more presumption. But questions, properly framed and properly timed, force the other side to explain itself. That is why it is almost always better to ask than to assert, to question rather than declare, and to require proof rather than volunteer identity. If I handed you a route through the Amazon jungle without explaining the dangers, I would be irresponsible. And if I handed you a procedural solution within the current system in America without first teaching you how to recognize the predators, I would be doing the very same thing. So when this feels slow, I ask you to understand why. I'm not stalling. I'm not avoiding action. I'm not selling hope. I am making sure that we understand exactly where we are before we take a step that we cannot undo. That is the point. And as always, may truth reign supreme.